welcome to Tuesday Training. Today, I want to give you guys a little tip and a little insight into why it is really difficult to communicate with people you love, okay? One of the things that we do as loving human beings, as followers of Christ, as loving mothers, as doting wives, is we want to make the people around us happy. And it sounds like a really well-intentioned thing. It sounds productive. It sounds Christ-like, but it is causing you a lot of problems, okay? Because what happens when we try to make other people happy is that we don't show up authentically. Okay. And when I say authentically, I don't mean say every thought that pours into your head at the detriment of other people's feelings. That's not what I mean. I mean showing up because you want to instead of because you think you have to. It feels like a really selfless thing to show up, to parent your kids in a way that you think will make them feel loved, to serve your husband or talk to your husband or listen to your husband in a way that you think will make him feel loved. But what happens is you stop remembering what makes you feel love, and instead you end up feeling resentment. Okay? And then we can't quite figure out a way out of it, right? We're like, I'm doing all the things, and yet I'm angry all the time. And here's the kicker. My husband and my kids aren't happier, right? And it like blows our minds as moms. We're like, I'm doing all the things, I'm serving all of them, I'm doing it for them, and yet I'm not happy and they're not happy. Okay, you guys, the thing that makes our life so sticky and confusing is when we show up to manipulate or manage other people's feelings. Okay, it causes a lot of frustration because number one, we can't. We cannot change someone else's feelings. And so we will constantly feel like we are fighting a losing battle because you are. And if you guys are wondering, you're like, I don't know, I think I can make my husband happy. I think I can make my kids happy. I want you to remember the last time you took all your kids out somewhere and you didn't want to go there, and you don't love Six Flags, and you took them, and yet they were all grumpy on the drive home anyway, even though you did that thing for them. So maybe we can't make our kids happy, right? Or remember the last Christmas when you spent all the money and all the time and all the love, and your kids were still frustrated, or they still felt like they didn't get what they wanted, or they still fought that day, and you're like, I'm giving everything they want, and yet they're still grumpy, right? That's because we can't manage our kids' feelings. That's what makes parenting exhausting. That's what makes our relationship with our spouse exhausting, is going out in the world, spending time with our husband, expressing ourselves, asking for what we need, with the intention of helping them feel our love. When that is our goal, we will also feel like we are fighting a losing battle because we cannot make our spouse feel our love. Now, this doesn't mean you never get to feel love and they never get to feel love. Okay? The truth is, your kids and your husband will sometimes choose thoughts that make them feel love. They'll be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe my mom took me to get her nails done with me. She must really love me. Sometimes your daughter will choose that thought and she'll feel so much love. Sometimes your husband will think, wow, she packed me lunch. Like, what a sweet wife I have. And he will feel your love, right? But the best news is that you can always feel love if you want. And we're humans, so we're not robots. We won't always feel love. But if you want, you can always feel love. And the way you do that is you can do things because you love them, not to make them feel your love. You guys hear the difference? It's because you love them. You show up because that's the kind of mom you are, okay? And here's something you might not know. The feeling of love that you might have when you love on somebody is the same feeling as when someone else makes you feel their love. It's just the emotion of love within you. So if you are loving on your kids, if you are going to SeaWorld or Six Flags because you love them, not because you want them to feel loved, you're the one who gets to feel all the love. Okay? If you are making lunch for your husband because you just love him and you want him to just have this killer lunch because that's the kind of wife you are, you're the one who gets to feel all that love. You're the one you can control. So pay attention to why you are doing things. Are you doing them to make other people feel your love, or because that's the kind of person you are and you feel love doing it and you are the one who will benefit from all of that? All right, you guys, I hope you have an amazing Tuesday. We'll talk to you next week.